What happens when AI reads a natal chart? Imagine feeding a natal chart into an artificial intelligence. Not a horoscope, not a prediction, a complete natal chart. The exact positions of the sun, moon, planets, and other astrological points at the moment of birth. What would AI actually do? Would it uncover hidden truths? Predict your future? Reveal your destiny? Or would it approach the chart in a completely different way? Today, we're stepping beyond the myths to explore a realistic question. What happens when AI reads a natal chart? Welcome to Astrology from an AI perspective. Let's begin with what a natal chart actually is. In astrology, a natal chart is a symbolic snapshot of the sky at the exact moment and location of someone's birth. It maps where the planets appeared relative to Earth. Astrologers then interpret those positions using a symbolic framework that has evolved over thousands of years. But here's something many people don't realize. Artificial intelligence doesn't believe in astrology. It doesn't experience intuition. It doesn't feel spiritual insight. It processes information. It compares patterns. It recognizes relationships. If you asked AI to read a natal chart, its first task would be surprisingly technical. It would identify the planetary positions, the zodiac signs, the houses, the planetary aspects. It would recognize that the sun is in one sign, the moon in another. Perhaps Mars forms a trine with Jupiter, or Saturn squares Venus. To AI, these are structured pieces of information, much like the pieces of a puzzle. Next comes pattern recognition. Artificial intelligence compares those patterns against its training. It identifies how astrologers have traditionally interpreted similar combinations. For example, if countless astrological texts describe a particular planetary aspect as symbolizing persistence or creativity, AI can summarize that interpretation. But here's the important distinction. AI isn't discovering a new cosmic truth. It's identifying patterns within astrological literature. It's analyzing how humans have interpreted these symbols over time. Think of it this way. If you gave AI thousands of cookbooks, it could explain recipes. That doesn't mean it has tasted the food. Likewise, AI can explain astrological symbolism without claiming that the symbolism is objectively true. This is where many misconceptions begin. People often imagine AI as an oracle, a machine capable of revealing hidden destiny. In reality, AI is more like an extraordinary librarian. It organizes information, finds connections, compares sources, summarizes ideas. It doesn't possess supernatural knowledge. Now imagine two different people with remarkably similar natal charts. Would AI predict identical lives? Almost certainly not, because AI also understands something astrology itself often acknowledges. Human lives are shaped by far more than birth charts. Family, culture, education, opportunity, health, personal choices, unexpected events, relationships. Every life unfolds through countless interacting influences. A natal chart from AI's perspective is one symbolic framework among many, not a complete blueprint of a person's future. Artificial intelligence can also compare astrology with other systems: psychology, personality research, mythology, history, literature. It may notice that a chart emphasizing communication resembles recurring themes found in biographies of teachers, writers, or speakers. It may compare symbolic archetypes with ideas from Carl Jung's psychology. Again, this is comparison, not proof. One of AI's greatest strengths is recognizing recurring patterns across enormous collections of information. But it also recognizes the limits of those patterns. Scientific research has not reached a broad consensus that natal charts reliably predict personality or life outcomes under controlled conditions. AI doesn't ignore that evidence. It includes it. At the same time, AI can acknowledge that many people find personal value in natal chart readings. Not because they predict the future with certainty, but because they encourage reflection. Imagine reading a description that says you value independence. Rather than accepting it blindly, AI might ask, "Does this resonate with your experiences?" Can you think of moments that support or challenge this idea? How has your environment shaped these qualities? Suddenly, the natal chart becomes less like a prediction and more like a conversation. Artificial intelligence is particularly good at asking thoughtful follow-up questions. It can encourage exploration instead of certainty. That's an important difference. Another fascinating capability of AI is comparison across thousands of charts. It can organize charts by recurring symbolic themes, group similar planetary configurations, compare interpretations from different astrological traditions, identify where astrologers agree, highlight where they disagree. This creates something valuable. Not certainty, transparency. It allows people to see that astrology contains multiple schools of thought rather than one universal interpretation. Perhaps the most interesting question is this: can AI improve the way people experience astrology? In some ways, yes. It can explain complex symbolism in clear language. It can summarize centuries of astrological writings in seconds. It can compare different interpretations fairly. It can reduce repetitive calculations. It can encourage curiosity while reminding users where scientific evidence ends and symbolic interpretation begins. That balance matters, because AI works best when it helps people think more clearly, not when it replaces their judgment. So, what really happens when AI reads a natal chart? It doesn't predict your destiny. It doesn't receive mystical messages. It doesn't uncover secret cosmic codes. Instead, it analyzes patterns, interprets symbolic traditions, compares historical knowledge, organizes complex information, and helps transform an ancient symbolic language into something easier to understand. In many ways, AI becomes a translator, not between humans and the stars, but between centuries of astrological knowledge and modern curiosity. Perhaps that's the most exciting possibility. Not replacing astrologers, not replacing science, but creating better conversations, helping people ask deeper questions, exploring symbolism with greater clarity, and reminding us that curiosity is far more powerful than certainty. Through the eyes of AI, a natal chart becomes something remarkable. Not a sentence about who you must become, but a symbolic map that invites exploration. One perspective among many, one story within the much larger story of a human life. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Astrology from an AI perspective, where we explore the fascinating intersection of astrology, psychology, mythology, philosophy, history, and artificial intelligence. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep exploring patterns, and remember that the most meaningful discoveries often begin with curiosity, not conclusions.